Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Screen Time Continuum. I am Nick, and I am joined with the gentleman, as always, Keelan. How are you?
Doing well, can't complain. It's a wonderful Wednesday indeed.
That's great. Awesome. And we got Mike here.
Hola.
Hola. ¿Qué tal?
Bien, gracias.
Fantastico. And we're hoping that everybody out there is also fantastico. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the River Wild remake 2023. Sorry if we're sort of using our NPR voices. We're having some audio issues, and I don't want my microphone peaking too high. So I'm going to try to keep the decibels at a lower level tonight. We are going to talk about the River Wilds. It came out 2023, just recently, I believe, August 1st.
I thought it was
and
the fourth, but yeah, something right there.
Yes, IMDb has it at the first, and it's a remake of the 1994 movie, The River Wild, and it's directed by Ben Katai, written by Ben Katai and Mike Nguyen Lee, and it stars Adam Brody, Courtney Chen, Eve Connolly, and Leighton Meester. Meester. And the synopsis for this movie is the synopsis says it follows a pair of siblings who love but distrust each other as they embark on a whitewater rafting trip with a small group. One of their friends from childhood turns out to be more dangerous than he appears. First of all, I'm pressing X to doubt he was exactly as dangerous as he appears in the movie. There was zero doubt in my mind that he was a problem. So,
I mean, yeah, the trailer told you that. Yeah, when you read because the Netflix exam or plot description is different. When you read that one and then you see the Netflix trailer, you automatically know that he's a problem.
Right. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure where they're getting that from. It wasn't very it was so obvious that I ended up questioning myself. I kept saying it can't be him. It's got to be somebody else.
Yep. Same.
It's like in the first 3 minutes of the movie, you're like, "Oh, is he a chomo or is he just a sex offender?"
Right.
It's like because his whole vibe when he walk up to the sister is just like, "Wait, what?"
Well, we can get into that because I have an issue. I'm sure we all have an issue there. See. All right. I don't know why this is a bilingual episode, but I'm going to roll with it. Let's get into first impressions or first impressions. Keelan, why don't you go first?
Oh shoot, sorry. Honestly, a few things about this movie I'm not gonna bring up yet. I'll let us get to them.
Oh, sorry, Keelan's got a little bit of a cough.
I didn't, but I do now. Yeah, it's weird. I need to drink water or something. I don't know. Let's start with the people who are in this movie and their roles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Adam Brody, Leighton Meester. They married, didn't they?
Yes.
Are they? Oh,
yes, they are.
They're actually married. I checked.
It just also I think it's sinking in for Nick now.
Well, there's certainly no chemistry anywhere in this movie.
Oh no, I think that's what lent to such levels of awkwardness between them because their characters are these egregious faux type friends. It's a weird thing there, but we understand why, I guess, a little later. I guess. Yeah, that alone had me like, okay, wait, how is this gonna work out? And I was interested. Like I really wanted to watch this movie and find out how that was gonna work out. The chemistry, though, I agree, it just wasn't there, and I was kind of like, wait, but it was so awkward that it actually kind of made sense to the storyline. That's a part of my first impressions. I wanted to start by mentioning that, at least from my opinion, my side, right? Now, the movie itself, I thought it was an interesting approach. It was an interesting choice of work to pursue. I don't think it fell flat on its face, but I'm not quite sure if it ever stood up out the chair either. I'm yeah. It was kind of thrilling. I like the rapid stuff. I like the addition of some of the other characters and the way all of that went and how it wasn't terrible. We've seen worse as far as build up and follow through. But overall, I mean, it ended where appropriately. But outside of that, there is some things to discuss about this movie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lots of things I would think. Mike, first impressions, man.
No me gusta.
See?
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good.
Hey man, I didn't even know Mike spoke Spanish until tonight. We are.
That's all I got for. I mean, I didn't like it, but I didn't think it was completely just dookie snacks. But yeah, snacks for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think I might have hated it the most, but that's okay. Dude, I just did not think that this was a good movie, to be honest. It is incredibly unbelievable. The entire situation is so contrived that you just it almost boggles the mind how people could be so stupid. And I found I think Leighton Meester was kind of a weak choice. I think most of the acting was kind of weak in this. The character motivations all were just non-existent or contrived. Yeah, I don't know if I can say I liked anything about this except for that, yes, there was some pretty scenery because they were on a river.
I was going to say, you didn't like the lighting?
Nah, the lighting was crap.
You saw lighting in this? I saw.
But also they did the film grain. They did the film grain thing with this movie too. They like kind of. It's not as bad as they cloned Tyrone, but it's definitely there. Where they digitally imposed grain onto the film for some reason or onto the movie. So yeah, those were my first impressions. This was and for many reasons that we're going to discuss. So.
Indeed. I do want to make sure I mention I did think there were some dark scenes, and I thought that the sound in certain places was like, huh? What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely had to play with the volume a couple times.
Yep. And to add, and I figure that's because they had to drown out the background, because as we noted, they actually shot this on a river, it seems. I have in my notes here 3 questions.
Sure.
Terrible movie. Good
That's
movie.
not a question.
Terrible buildup. Question marks after all 3 of those statements. And it sucks. I want to say this too, because we say it often, but we don't say it often enough. And maybe we need to just have a disclaimer occasionally when we know we about to destroy this. But I know a lot of hard work went into making this, and I understand that there was a product that came from it, and it didn't look too bad on the surface. But when you dig in between the trees and you start to get into the dirt of this movie, what the you got about 40 seconds, and I would have said it, but man.
Yeah. It just doesn't hold up, to be honest. So let's get into the story beats so that way we're not burying the lead for our audience.
Right. Because I was about to jump in.
Right. So the crux of this movie is that these group of people are going for a whitewater rafting tour, and it revolves around a pair of siblings. Leighton Meester's character is named, I forgot
Joey.
already. Joey. Her character name is Joey, and her brother is named Gray. And Gray owns this company that takes people down the river. It's in Idaho. I'm assuming it's like a real river, but they do river tours. And so Joey is going to meet her brother to go on a river tour. And it seems, at least the movie makes it seem, that they haven't really spoken to each other in a long time. They're kind of estranged from each other. And when they meet, the brother tells Joey that they're going to be also accompanied with their childhood friend Trevor.
Trevor Phillips.
Trevor Phillips.
He is not Trevor Phillips, but he is definitely his nephew.
Right.
And this makes Joey's character quite uncomfortable. We don't know why. There are also, well, we don't know yet.
We don't know why.
We don't know why.
Look, G's an hour ahead.
I know, right? I'm just trying to get to that point. And so there's also two girls that are joining them. I guess they're sort of paying customers. Why they're doing a river trip is never really explained. Why she decides to reconnect with her brother over a river trip is never explained. She also is in some sort of nebulous relationship where her boyfriend, husband, fiance person is talking about looking at homes to buy, but then she makes it seem like she's not in a relationship.
Right. Apparently, he's a bugaboo that's willing to buy a house. Make it make sense.
Right. Yes, exactly. So yeah, that gets us to the camp. So the introductory scene is her on the phone in the car heading over to the camp to meet her brother. And she's on the phone with her husband and they are talking about buying a house. And this is the first thing that threw up a red flag for me, is that there was a shot of her inside the car from the perspective of just outside the windshield. And that was the worst shot I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
Is it because you didn't see her, or because they didn't?
Because you saw way too much of the reflection of the trees on the windshield that you couldn't actually see what she was doing or her facial expression at all. I don't understand why they did that. It makes no sense to me.
Well, what was weird to me about that scene is, did we need to know how annoyed she was with being in this relationship? Like, what significance was what significance was that?
Oh, it's only significant for the last scene of the movie, and we'll talk about that because it'll tie it up in a little bow.
Yay!
Yay!
You're right. I will admit that everything in this movie had a purpose.
All right, Keelan, could you start us off at the camp? And just 1 second, my dog's doing something weird. I gotta go check.
No worries. So basically, we're off at the camp. They've gotten up the raft. Everybody's having them a good old time. They're joking and playing and making fun, going up the river, and it all seems fun and games. But Joey just seems disconnected from the whole group either way. She doesn't seem like she wants to be there, but for whatever reason, she's there. And
right.
That was weird within itself. Like, you clearly don't want to be here. Why are you doing this to yourself?
Right.
But she stays. When she finds out Trevor's there, she doesn't want to be there, but she stays. And this is before that. But so fast forward, they go down the rapids, and this is supposed to be the easy beginner rapids, and she's supposed to have done rapids, and they're supposed to be experts, but she falls out of the raft on the beginner level 1. What?
Yeah,
I don't understand. Like, you're supposed to be good. This is supposed to be a family thing, something you guys been doing since you was kids, and you fall out of the raft on the level 1. Now, I've never been rafting, so maybe I'm just speaking out of my ass here because I know no better. And if that's the case, I apologize. But in this moment, with this being a film that we're discussing, I would think that if you told me you were any level of an intermediate, you wouldn't fall out of the raft on the level 1.
So I think a lot of the things that don't make sense are actually in service to reinforce the point that her brother is a piece of shit.
Huh.
So her falling out of the raft is supposed to illustrate how little her brother cares about her, because they all laugh and stuff.
Fair.
I think that's the only thing I can think of.
Right. Also, those were some really deep waters, but they were like lake deep. Every time somebody went in, you got a whole woman on the lake shot. But so they get to the camp and everybody is doing their part, so to speak, except Joey's just being a bitch, and Gray calls her out on that. Terrible name. And not because the name Gray is a bad name, just in this, Joey Gray, Trevor, huh? These are
Yeah.
Van.
Why not six?
Carissa and
Why
Trevor
not
were the
Six
only
or
decent
Apple?
names. Huh?
Why not Six or Apple?
We're not doing this tonight. Because I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. We're not doing that. But my general point
because
was
they wouldn't go whitewater rafting.
Nope. Whatever do you mean?
I said I wasn't playing the game. Nick's like, no.
Nick's like, hold my beer.
So, Joe is a doctor, and I guess that's the only thing that makes her. No, I'm not going to even say that. I don't think that makes her attitude make any sense. Like, oh, you're a doctor, you're stuck in a hospital, so you're disconnected. No, she's a bitch. She's just disconnected from the world. It's not just her brother and these people. But they get there. You could tell Trevor is flirting with the girls and trying to get in where he fits in. But hey, buddy, you wasn't supposed to be here. Just keeping it a being. So what was the plan? Imagine Joey doesn't show up and Trevor ends up still having his day off. Gray was just gonna go up the river with the two girls. No, I'm gonna say what the hell came on my house. He's gonna go up the river with two bitches. That's what was happening.
Absolutely.
Assumedly, they would have had somebody else join to be the fourth, and everything would have been fine.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this whole, it had to go this way. Like, but as far as the way the film went, it's like, no, this was a bad decision movie from the first decision to go rafting.
Yeah,
this like a sequence of, how they say, what was it? Series of unfortunate. These are not unfortunate events. These are badass decisions.
We don't even know. Okay, yeah. So we got to get to that point. Sorry.
Right. So
let
me move. Sorry. So they get to drinking a little bit at night. The girls get kind of chatty. We find out Carissa's married. However, it doesn't seem to really be straying Trevor from trying to push her in Gray's way, or Gray looking like he got his catcher's mitt wide open to catch. But hey, shame on me for understanding what the field of play looks like. And Joey just disconnects herself again. Everybody's playing and joking. And first of all, she had to out her brother on being sober. Who cares? He said he wasn't drinking, so you don't have to out him.
Yeah, it's his job to be the person.
Either way.
Yeah, either way, he shouldn't be drinking anyways.
Right. I wouldn't want my river rafting dude drunk.
For sure not.
No.
Not
dude, you got to keep me alive.
Yeah, I need you coherent, sir.
You can't be
gonna drink with you.
Right.
I don't want my pilot drunk. I don't want my surgeon drunk.
I don't want to be hungover on the rapids. That sounds terrible.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh God.
Right. You know what? Okay, here's the deal. I was thinking when she was like, "Is it bad that I brung this?" Like, no, it's not bad, but let's do that when we done. Like when we get back that morning or that day, we can drink then when we get back to the car.
Right, when we get back to regular life.
Right, because I was thinking about just the hiking portion of all of that in general.
Typical Irish, can't be less than 5 feet from a handle.
I mean, I'm not mad at it. We could be friends. Off the water.
Right.
Well, you said it, I didn't.
But so we find out, of course, you gotta pee and poo in the woods because you're in the woods. Van later that night, as they're drinking, has to go out. Trevor follows, and it's like, to me, I didn't like the way that even went.
No.
Joey goes, "Oh, I'm going to bed." Van goes, "Oh, I'm going to pee." Trevor goes, "Oh, I guess I'm going to do the same." Huh? Wait, huh? I guess you go in that direction because you went that direction. Why are you what?
For real, dude.
Man, who didn't see that coming like from 16 minutes ago?
Apparently.
Well, we don't even get to see it coming because,
Factual,
I can't get there yet.
We're
almost there.
I don't know how you guys felt at that point in the movie, but the first thing I thought was he is absolutely an essay or one of them other things, but he is definitely he with that essay life.
Yeah.
And I don't mean cholo.
No.
Thank you for clarifying.
Right.
I mean, it's very clear that he was trying to be nefarious.
Because the way
Yeah.
the way Joey was responding to him when she first saw him and the awkwardness, it was like clearly he's done something he shouldn't have done to her.
Right.
Because a
I
woman,
knew for
Let's
sure
No,
not
he was
get
not
there
a
clearly.
good
yet.
person, and
Let's
she-
not
yeah.
get there yet, please.
Right.
Because
Right.
that's
I
gonna
just,
be a
I just knew for sure he was not a good person, and she was aware that he's bad news.
That's what I'm saying.
So
I mean, he has face tattoos.
nope.
So-
No, because I ain't gonna go. I ain't gonna do that with you. I know some
What?
decent people with face tattoos.
All right, fair enough, but
They're just not in my life no more.
Okay.
I know people that are still in my life with face tattoos, and they good folk. I can't say nothing.
Well,
But
fair enough.
even they are aware. But wait, hold on, wait. Let's be clear. Even they are aware there are connotations that go along with certain things, and people will perceive you a certain way
Yeah.
based on other people who have done things who resemble the same, who have the same characteristics. So, with that being said, Trevor fit a profile that made you question his intent from the beginning, and
Big true.
you immediately start hearing him scream, "We need help! Somebody come help!" Hey, hold on, boss. If you the guy,
That's when my hands went up, and I was like, "Here we go."
here we go, right?
Mhm.
That ain't no bear.
Right.
Nope.
That's not the sound of, "Oh shit, it's a bear." That's not that sound.
There ain't nobody with no gun.
Nope.
But and what happened is what I was thinking. I was like, something wrong. So something ain't right over there.
Man.
Trevor, it's not Trevor, sorry. Gray and Joey run out to help, and Carissa, and they discover that Van has a gash on the back of her head. She's bleeding. Look like she already damn unconscious standing up. She definitely has a severe concussion.
His skull fracture.
Right,
Mhm.
and we find Joey tells us it's a skull fracture because she's a doctor. Now, really quick, that rock that they showed us. Anybody else not see blood?
No, they don't
I
tell us
didn't-
what happens with this.
Well, they try to make us think she fell and hit. No, because that's what he says, that she hit the rock. I want to know what he hit her with.
I assume
Why did he hit her?
Because he was trying to cop a feel. She wasn't with it and didn't scream.
Thank you
Right.
for finding better words than what I came up with.
Right. I knew we
mean,
needed that PC version.
So that's what I guess that's what the movie is suggesting, right? He went to go SA her in the woods, and
Yes.
she
Mhm.
tried to fight back, and then that's how she fell.
He
and
take what
hit
he
her
want.
head.
Right.
Why didn't she say, "Hey"? Never mind. I'm not gonna.
I
blame
could
the
give you
victim here.
I could give you a reason.
Because we gonna go. If we start now, it's not. We never gonna get it.
Like, but there's absolutely no screaming up until she's already on the floor with a skull fracture.
Which
Right.
makes me think he assaulted her from the beginning. Like there was initial impact. Like there was violence from the beginning.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Like I don't think there was ever a point in which this was acceptable to her or with her.
Right.
So she tells everybody, only person she's trusting is Carissa.
Don't let him
She tells
touch me.
Carissa and Joey. I don't want him to come back. But of course, they don't want to scare him now, which I'm like, wait, what? Like that was the only time for everybody to know what was going on and to turn on him and basically be as safe as possible.
Yes.
You may have a point there.
We leave in safety. We going out in the dark, and we're giving this person that now nobody can trust carte blanche over where we going and what we doing. And this is long before any inherent danger or threats are come across.
And with the knowledge that the brother has, he doesn't once suspect that Travis might have done it. Trevor, sorry.
Travis is
the other white name. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, the other white name is Gray, so I'm not sure.
No, I know the other white T name I was thinking of.
Oh,
Travis and Trevor and Travis.
Not Biff.
Well, Biff is a character from a movie.
Right. I
don't think I've ever met somebody named Biff. Have you?
That's a fair point.
No.
Okay. I'm say.
Hey, yo, Biff.
Yeah, right.
Hey, yo, Biff.
So Van has a severe fracture in her skull. She's
Yeah.
bleeding out the back of her head. Like this is a serious emergency situation.
Yeah, she ends up having a seizure on the river.
Right.
What? Less than an hour later.
Right,
Mhm.
because they're about 2 hours away on the river from the ranger station, and
I guess
so
they don't see that at night somehow.
You know, the pacing in this movie is actually off too, if you really think about it.
Oh,
how you figure?
Because at one point he says it's 2 hours away from the next ranger station, and then by the time they get to the ranger station, it's
it's
daytime.
daytime.
That's
Yep.
true. I did.
I said the
Yeah,
same
that's
thing.
true. Yeah, that's very true. It is daytime.
And the
It's
sun had
not-
barely just went down when everything happened.
Right.
right.
And they
That's-
immediately got back on the river when it was dark after
Mhm.
she got hit or hurt. They immediately get back on the river, and then by the time they get, I guess, 2 hours away, it's daytime. It's like, wow. Okay.
Ranger coming in. It's not like, oh, the sun just came up. Ranger coming into the station already.
Right. For his shift.
Right.
So yeah, so they're on the river trying to get there, and I guess
They flip
Trevor
over.
flips the boat.
Yeah.
On
Yeah,
accident.
he runs them in. Nah, he ran them into a big ass rock. I was sitting there like, you're the lead. How do you not see this big ass rock? Oh shit!
So
and
I
this
have a-
before they talked about it. I was like, he did that shit on purpose.
I have a question, guys.
Yeah. Go for it.
Well-
Okay, so does Trevor SA a girl every time he goes out with Gray?
That is okay.
Is, like,
so
that
so
the thing?
here,
Fair
I'm
question.
thinking that is something that I like. I'm just gonna be real about it. I think that's a message that this movie was trying to send to people who go out into the middle of nowhere with people not, without large groups type shit. It's weird, but you realize how much of that kind of tourism exists, and you realize like, oh shit, they could be trying to talk to people who do these kind of things.
I mean, that one movie that we were gonna watch and didn't watch talks about that kind of thing happening.
I
You gotta find that to watch it.
I just don't understand the I don't understand Trevor's motivation at all. Aside from okay, I get it. He's a serial SAer apparently.
Right.
Apparently,
Right. But then like everything devolves so quickly, and he crosses so many further lines that were never really mentioned prior,
right.
that it feels like extreme. So that brings us to the ranger station, because that's
Right.
the first
And
one of the other lines that he crosses.
And this
Right,
this
and-
didn't
and-
make sense either, though.
No, it didn't. But the thing it makes sense to is let's go back to what Gray says to him as they're getting to this ranger station. Now that they've gotten to the ranger station, right? He kind of snaps at Gray and he tells him like, "Oh, I did 3 years for you," and you realize like whatever he went to jail for, he went down for Gray.
Right.
Now my thought was later on,
The reason is so good. I can't wait to get to that.
right now later on, in which not even oh my god, the reason
No,
is so stupid.
Yep.
But later on, when we find out that he did the 3 years and all of that, he did basically, we're not going to talk about why, but we find out he didn't have to take the rap for him. He's like, you didn't have to take the rap for me. You just happened to be there. You didn't have to go down for me. But I wanted to, because that's what bros do. And that's the start of me realizing like this dude just takes what he wants. Like he wanted to go to jail because he felt
Right.
like he was worthless and he had nothing else.
Bro.
I guess.
So he
Well.
took Gray's sentence, or he took Gray's.
I don't know if that's the motivation behind it, but I was sitting there watching this like, who the fuck voluntarily takes somebody else's time?
Right.
Who does that? There's
You
no,
wouldn't take
there's
time
no
for me,
amount
homie?
of hell no.
No, we're getting ahead of ourselves, though. We don't know exactly what he does.
Yeah, we don't know
he's
what
doing
he's
time
locked up
for.
for, but we do know
Yes.
he's been in jail for 3 years. So as they
Right.
get to the station, so that's the first thing to let me know.
You got me,
this
bro?
dude's off. He's out of there. Yeah, you got me, bro, and he's all forceful. And it's like you're definitely not this person that you were trying to be, but you've been from the viewer stance. You've been terrible from the beginning. We get to the ranger station, and he won't allow the ranger nor Gray to call for help, and ends up stabbing the ranger. Now, first off, Mr. Ranger, how did you get so close to this dude? You got the gun.
Mm-hmm.
What you
And
doing,
the
Blam?
closer he got, I knew immediately. I was like, he about to take the gun from him.
Right.
Yeah, which is absolutely Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Because as
Mhm.
of right now, he still has plausible deniability for everything.
For
Right.
everything.
Nobody else was a witness. She could have very easily just slipped and hit her head.
I don't think she was gonna tell.
She probably would have died.
She probably
Either
wouldn't have
way.
even really remembered because she was drunk and then she got a severe concussion. I don't think that she would have remembered anything anyways.
And then
No,
you
and
can
that's
argue.
what I mean is I don't think the reason I say I don't think she was gonna tell, I think they were trying to give us the impression that she was one of those girls who something bad happened, but for whatever reason she would blame herself, so she just wanted to get out of the situation.
Right.
Yeah,
I think that's
perhaps.
the image they were trying to give us of who she was or is.
But there is no explicit. There is nobody explicitly. The movie does not explicitly say that any act took place.
Right.
We only know that she got a concussion and he was there to call for help. We
Yep,
have
you're
no
right.
clue what he did.
Right.
So
We know what she said though.
As far as we know, all we know is she said he touched her, and she could have been delirious from the concussion.
Could have been.
him flipping out for no reason to me was
Makes
the
him
proof,
look guilty.
Like, oh shit.
Yes. Of course
He's like,
he
oh,
is.
he did something. And even and that was the crazy thing to me. Like, what if he wasn't even, and that's why I said on the other part, like, nah, I think it was just violence from the beginning. Like, what if there was no, aside from the story we get later that make us realize, like, oh shit, it's that too. Like, what if this dude was just violent? He just wanted to kill people.
I don't even know if I believe that because there was no reason for it all to happen. Again, I guess what you're saying is probably correct. The fact that he does all of these insane things must mean he did something pretty terrible to Van.
Mhm.
Which is what they try to make it seem. But I agree with what you're saying is we don't have any proof on that. And that's where that leads to. What if he just wanted to hurt people?
I mean, I guess that's as good of a guess as any because the movie doesn't let us know what actually happened.
You're right. You're right.
Best movie ever.
Nope.
So he kills a federal employee.
Yep.
Right.
Kills a trooper, a ranger, a
Yeah.
park ranger. So he
Not a
kills the
Power
park
Ranger.
ranger. Then he convinces Gray to put his body in the truck, set it on fire, and push it over the cliff. And nobody
Doesn't that
hears
technically
it go
make
off
him
the
a-
cliff or the explosion?
Doesn't that technically make him an accessory after the fact?
Absolutely.
That
it
makes
does.
both.
Or does
of
that
them
make him still a
federal
hostage?
felons.
He could have
And
gotten
running to Canada
involuntary
ain't gonna help.
manslaughter. Since he had a gun pointed to his head, he could probably get involuntary manslaughter, but he's still doing time. He disposed of a body, you know.
Well, yeah, but I'm on the same page as you with that last one, Keelan. I was like, wait a minute. So, car explodes, fire, smoke. Nobody heard that at the campsite by the river.
Nobody
Not even
heard.
the doctor.
It doesn't
Okay.
even make. So are we also? I guess are we
Okay.
supposed to believe that this has happened to them before?
We're
Because
supposed to believe
they were
that,
pretty cool about the entire thing.
right. So we're
No
supposed
Rangers
to believe,
coming, huh?
You said, huh?
No Rangers coming, and they're just like, huh?
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. So we're supposed to believe that everybody's stupid except Trevor, basically, in this movie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and he's the stupidest of all.
The
Right.
stupid, the stupidest.
Man,
Absolutely.
there was no
he is.
reason for him to react the way he did in any of this stuff up until the Ranger part. None of that had to happen that way.
After they push Walt over the cliff, by all means, it's time to start tripping. Now you in a river raft on the run.
Can I
trying
just
to get to
say,
Canada?
I'm pretty sure Canada has extradition laws to America.
That's what I said.
Of
Canada
course
wasn't
they
gonna
do.
save him.
Pretty sure.
And now your accessory and his sister and the girl that you left alive on accident, in my opinion, you accidentally left her alive because you killed her friend for no reason. So you accidentally left her alive. You probably should have tried to just take her out, but you didn't. So hey, it is what it is. You didn't want to be considered a murderer, but you are. That's it. But now they're all your hostages. Why are we hot? What? Huh?
Because he has a gun with magic clips or magic magazines
So-
that
so-
auto spawn bullets.
I'm glad you
80
say that. 'cause
round
this
clip.
is what I was saying.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. Watch this. I was counting the bullets and I was like, oh, he just hit 12, 13,
Mhm.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
did too.
Oh, now he's out at 18. Okay, he's out at 18.
And then a new magazine
And the
appears
new
out of
magazine.
nowhere.
So I wasn't
Brand
tripping. I
new,
did hear it click,
but-
click, and then he still had more bullets after that.
Yeah.
But wait, you do realize that when he got the new clip, the new magazine only had
like
six
five.
shit shots.
Yeah,
Shots?
five bullets in it. Yeah.
What is this? A revolver all of a sudden?
I don't know. It's a magic 9mm.
All you got to do is look at it and chamber it again, and you're gonna have about 5 more in that thing. Like what?
Man, I need that gun.
Man, I tell you what. Shoot. But
Ridiculous.
so, yeah, he destroyed the radio. They leave. Now they're going back down the river, and he's on the run, and he's going to Canada. They bury Van, and Trevor's pretty much just lost it at this point. Like he's over it. Oh, and they're digging with rocks in their hands, and then they bury a body. How?
In a few minutes.
Oh, that's definitely not happening.
And that was some hard.
That's
they talking about the
definitely
soft
not
dirt.
happening.
Where was the soft dirt?
There's rocks all up in that dirt, man. You're not digging much further than a couple
No.
feet.
Not
A
at all.
couple
very
feet
shallow.
if you're lucky.
Couple
If
inches.
you're lucky.
Right.
But
Oh, this movie was so good.
Carissa is also a broken person by now. Joey tells Gray that he's always chosen Trevor, and this is the point in which,
Oh my
well, actually,
God.
right before we do that, right, let's get to why Trevor went to jail. So Trevor went to jail because Gray used to sell all the crack in Idaho, apparently.
All that rock.
All
Crickety
that
crack. Crack is whack.
Now wait,
We got freeway River Ross over here.
that was slick. I like that one.
Right.
That man went from selling crack in Boise, Idaho, to all of
Man.
a sudden he running river rafts.
Hold up. So this dude is the biggest crack dealer in the whole area, and he your bitch?
Right.
Man.
Make that make sense.
You should really be afraid for him. That's why you went down for him, right? Because you took time because you knew he was the man.
Nope. He volunteered. He wasn't even home.
Here.
He wasn't even home when it happened.
Look, Gray might have been ready to go to prison at that point, but this fool's like, no, I'll do it. I do it for the homie.
Right. I'll take these 3 years.
Mhm. And a record.
Wait a minute. Who goes to jail for 3 years?
I'm a
When you the
felon.
biggest
know the way
crack
they look at
dealer-
me. Hey, wait, stop. You know who goes to prison for 3 years? Tell
Never
me.
mind. You right.
Fuck.
You right.
I can't. Hey, man, Nick, get your boy.
You already. You know what? You right. I shouldn't even say nothing because we both know the answer.
All I'm saying, if it was in California, we're going a different way. Lucky he's in Idaho.
Yeah, they'd have been looking for the neighbor.
Right.
And I ain't gonna lie, I heard out that way in the Midwest and shit, the fucking penalties be doubled and tripled.
Oh, super harsh.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in Idaho. It makes no sense
yeah.
that he only got 3 years.
Idaho is state trooper capital of the country.
Yeah.
Man, they might have just. They
It's a
probably
beautiful
didn't find an
state, and the people
actual
is
rock.
nice as
They
hell.
probably just found a little dust.
Even
Even though he the biggest rock dealer in all the world, they probably
Right.
just found a little dust.
Yeah.
That's
Great
not
guy.
chalk.
great got it.
Right.
And it was the Dave Chappelle cops. They actually didn't find anything. They just sprinkled a little crack and they got the
Just
fuck out of there.
Look at him,
Just
Johnson.
sprinkle little rocks. Just sprinkle a little rock on.
Look, shout
Put
out.
pictures of himself and his family all over this
Yeah.
place.
Oh no. But yeah,
Open and
so-
shut case, Johnson.
Open and shut. Fucking Joey basically goes, "Oh man, you chose Trevor over me," and you know, he like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And you realize she's never talked to her brother. They don't know each other, and that's part of what the plot told her. They're disconnected. Nah, they ain't disconnected. They are not brothers and sisters.
They have no
Mm.
relationship,
Nope.
They don't know each other. They just met on this river raft trip.
pretty much.
You're like,
And
That's the
why?
impression I got.
And why are they estranged from each other?
because
Oh.
dad died or some shit. I don't know.
No,
No.
Because he chose Trevor.
No.
because Gray
Well,
allowed.
sorta.
Yeah, kind of. Gray allowed Trevor to SA her when she was 15 years old.
Oh, right. But that's why they were estranged. I thought they were estranged for some adult shit.
Well, I mean,
Well, that's pretty
Well,
adult.
that's
that's about as adult as
what I
you
mean is
get.
something that a disagreement they had as adults. That
No,
just
that's
sounds
never.
fucked
That's
up.
they never said that.
Yeah.
No.
But that just made me sound like a piece of shit. That's not how I meant that.
Yeah, you
I
might
just
want to
need
walk
to be
that
known.
back.
I am very aware that makes me sound like a piece of shit, but that's not what I meant when I said
Keelan was
that.
like, "That's it? What the hell?"
Hell no, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is I was under the impression that they were estranged for like the boy, like because of the boyfriend or some shit like that.
No, I think that's enough of a reason.
No, I think that's enough of a reason. That's beyond enough of a reason. But
I think that's
leading up to that, I never even still until you said it just now realized like, oh shit, that's why they were estranged.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
It's like because the way he even replied was like, "What? You always liked him," and like,
I thought you liked it. Like, wait, hold up, bro.
Oh,
That's
now-
your sister.
God, bro.
and that was my thing. Like at first, I'm like, well, what's the age that? Wait, no, that's his sister. Fuck that.
Yeah, it doesn't
Even
matter.
you know
2-3
what?
years age apart, that don't matter. You don't know
I
your
made-
sister was uncomfortable.
I had a similar thought though. Like, I don't think that the age separation is that big, but at the same time, it's still inappropriate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
but,
the
I'm
age
sorry.
difference wouldn't be valid because
No, what brother would be like, "Hey, you know what? I have a great idea. My scumbag
sister?
homie, my
Yeah.
scumbag homie, and my sister. My sister's been wanting to, like what? Why would you ever?"
I don't know where my mind was back then, Joe. Shoot him now.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I promise. I was like, ooh, I think Gray about to die. He needs to now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, like in the woods at that moment.
Yeah.
I thought when so then the guy comes and tries to save them when Adam's name in this is Trevor. When Trevor sleep, the guy that comes and tries to save him and then ends up getting killed execution style off of like 5 shots. Like, bruh, if you're right behind him, he doesn't even know. Why did you shoot 5 times? I expected Gray to also be shot at that point because I was like, he shot a lot of extra bullets for no reason.
Why not just slit the dude's throat while he's sleeping? You couldn't get the gun, but you had a knife. Just pop him.
Stop
You don't
asking
smell
questions that everybody
I can tell you
had
why.
the
You
same
don't smell that?
conclusions to. Captain Obvious over there.
All right.
I'm sitting here like, I'll tell you why. You don't smell that? I smell pussy.
Boo. Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
I don't know.
so-
I mean, like he was trying to go for the gun, but it's like, okay, the guy you can't get the gun. All right, well, at least stab him.
What I
or
mean
at
is-
least put the blade to his throat, wake him up, and let him know.
Or grab a boulder and just drop it on his head.
Right.
and
It
that's
don't
what
even
I'm
have to be
saying.
that big, and it don't
Nah.
even have to go up that high.
Nope.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Thank you, Nick. You're getting at what I was trying to say. Is he was soft. He wasn't really trying to save them. He was trying to make an impression. Save them by taking the bad guy out.
Right. Yeah. The guy with the gun that's
You'll
holding
get
what's
off
his
on
name
that.
It don't matter how long it take you to untie them.
with the dead body that you saw in the raft when they passed.
That's
you by.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I
Hey.
say, nah, he wasn't built like that.
He got the right, for the getting off on the, saving other people life charge.
Dude, he wasn't built for Cuban links. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? My
Yeah.
bad. Too many hip hop references. So yeah, at this point,
They
Gray
have
is
to bury
crying.
another body.
Yeah, they got to bury another body, and Gray is crying that Trevor don't hurt Joey. It wasn't her. She wasn't trying to get help. He just wandered over here. Man, it's the boy we saw on the bridge. What?
Right.
Also, we should definitely make this clarification. Gray is about 250 pounds and like
Man.
6'3", and Trevor is,
Man,
I'd say,
massive.
maybe 180
60 pounds? Oh.
Let's give him 160.
I think I know where
How about
Gray's
that?
crack was going.
I know, right? Exactly. Because Gray definitely wasn't taking it. He's built like a linebacker, but he absolutely has no balls.
He has the demeanor of a 5th grade girl.
Mm.
Actually, nah. I know a couple 5th grade girls that could probably beat his ass.
Maybe, yeah, because he definitely doesn't have any gusto in him. Yeah, so they have to bury the hiker. They have to bury that body, and then now they're gonna go through the beast, right?
Yeah. So now they have to go over the beast, which is the most dangerous rapids. And then when we see the beast, let's be clear to the audience, if you choose not to watch the movie but you're still listening to us on it. The beast is about 4 waterfalls in sequence. It's just the last one is 30 feet.
Yeah,
The other ones are no smaller than 6 feet.
and they're certainly not passable by raft, so you have to get off of the river right at the last second.
I'm talking about you got to be a fish to survive these leaps.
Yeah,
or
I was
Sasquatch.
so excited.
but they have to go because he's got to get to Canada, because of course everybody knows that once you step into Canada, all of your crimes are absolved, and then you can live your life.
Yeah,
happily.
you don't have to go and pay for those.
It's not like the Canadian police will just give a call to America and be like, "Hey,
Oh, he made
somebody?
it. Sorry, he made it. Nothing we can do. Oh.
It's a video game. Y'all didn't know? Once you step foot across, it's just like in that movie Blue Street. I'm on this side. I'm on that side. I'm on this side. Once you get to the other
Yo tengo
side,
el gato
of
en
the
los
border,
pantalones.
Los Pantalones, exactly.
He just needs to go into Canada and shout "Ollie, Ollie, oxen free," and he'll be okay.
Cleansed of his sins.
Man, all his stars got wiped out.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's really what's gonna happen when you get over there. So anyway,
he put in a cheat code.
That's right.
They're going up the river, and at this point, no, sorry, they're not going up the river. Gray decides to finally fight back as they have to pull off on the side because Carissa, who's been with them the whole time, poked a hole into the raft, so they had a leak.
Yeah.
They had to pull over, patch it up as a storm's coming. So I'm like, buddy, it's over. You don't see that thunderstorm?
He don't care.
Yeah.
Honey Badger don't care.
We should also note that the girls are tied up inside the raft.
Yes, the girls are tied up. So if they go over, it's Gray's fault because everybody's going to drown. And it's like, that's not real either. Like, what? Like, all right, buddy. But
Gray finally gets a backbone.
Yeah, Gray finally mans up, sacks up, and bear maces Trevor and tries to get the gun. They go wrestling and fighting and tossing and turning and struggling. The next thing you know, pow! And
I thought they was hugging.
No.
For a
We
long time.
cannot. I'm sorry. Hold on. First of all, bear mace could burn your eyeballs out if you're not careful. The fact that he could so quickly fight back after getting straight bear maced in the face is so ridiculous. Then
it was expired.
It was expired bear. Okay, fair enough. Then Gray and him have this big tussle where they're fighting over the gun. Meanwhile, the girls are using the knife to untie themselves. And Joey gets completely free while Gray is drowning Trevor in the river with the gun on shore about 5 feet away from her. And what does she decide to do? Oh, I'm going to spend the next minute trying to cut the bindings of Carissa.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of grabbing the gun while her brother has the guy in the river drowning.
I appreciate you guys so much right now.
Yeah.
Like that is the most asinine thing I've ever seen. She literally spent her time trying to unbind Carissa when if she had grabbed the gun and shot the dude, everybody would have been fine.
I mean, hey, the only way to survive is to run.
Oh, and then she doesn't even run. She comes back.
Yep. And then she runs away from him like he's a cheetah and she's a gazelle. Like, bruh, what is going on here? And then she dives into the water just to go
Yes.
back to her brother and jump in the raft. Like the bullets wouldn't pop the raft, but they didn't because he missed. Because a terrible shot, even though he has magical bullets, and he just didn't tell him to do the right thing, I guess.
And multiple magazines somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we never saw him take another magazine.
Nope. Never saw it. Look, I'm highly doubt the trooper would have needed it.
No.
For anybody other than Trevor.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's incredible that they didn't even try to help.
Right.
Like it, oh my god. Anyways, yeah.
But yeah, so they go over.
So
the fall.
Gray
They
gets
slip
shot
and
in the
falls.
tummy.
Right, and then they're on the run. But then they end up on the run.
He got a buckle.
And at some point, Joey is strong enough to pull Gray back up over the falls.
Yes. Yeah.
Remember that happens.
And they have this really emotional moment where she's saving the day, and then Trevor, by the way, in the meantime, he killed two kayakers.
Yep.
And then took their kayak to chase after them, and he's shooting them like an Old West movie, while he's kayaking and they're floating down the river. And as they escape from Trevor and they get back onto the shore, they're like huffing and puffing, and then suddenly Trevor comes out of nowhere and stabs Joey in the back, right through the lung.
I was just about to say, right in the lung. Right.
Yeah.
I felt bad.
I did not.
I was like, how dare he? Doesn't he
feel
know
bad
she's gonna
that nobody
survive?
made sure he was dead?
Doesn't he know that she just did something that her brother said that he couldn't even do with 4 professional kayakers?
Right.
She rode through the beast all alone.
And apparently it's not that bad because he did it too in a kayak.
Yes, he did. So apparently this wasn't that big of a deal, guys.
Yeah. Yes, it's not called the beast.
Really, the only reason that there's a waterfall is so that when Trevor is threatening to kill Joey with a knife, he's slowly, how in the movies they always do that, where it's like the knife is slowly coming towards the character's face.
Intensity.
And they're like shaking as if like you wouldn't just like push all your weight down on the person and then
done. Done.
You mean to tell me she can lift about 100? She can do presses of about 160 pounds? I don't think so.
I mean, who can't? Duh.
Yeah, true. Fair enough. But thank goodness, Gray gets a second wind. He sees his sister in distress, and he grabs Trevor and throws himself and Trevor into the river, and they fall over into the waterfall, and they die.
Yay!
But we only see Gray's body. We never see Trevor's body.
Trevor. Maybe Trevor used him as a landing.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Probably landed on him, was like, "That's right, fat boy." Gotcha. Disrespectful little something. So I believe he would have said something like that.
Yeah, probably. But now Joey is laying in the woods, stabbed in the lungs, and she's got to give herself like a fields, like, I don't even know what you would call it.
Got to ventilate the lung, basically.
Ventilate the lung. Yeah, she's got to create a hole in her lung so that air can get into it because it's collapsed from being stabbed.
Oh, she's so smart.
Man, she did that real quick.
What a girl boss.
and all the while this is happening, Carissa is in the chopper looking for her, and this is where they steal the ending to Jungle. It's almost exactly like Jungle, where Daniel Radcliffe is about to get abandoned by his friends. At the last second, he sees him on the shore of the river. That's what happens to Joey here, as she's able to reinflate her lung and then go to the shore of the river and wave down the helicopter to get rescued. And she gets rescued. And then at the end, they say, "Doctor, whatever, do you have anybody that you want us to call? Anybody that you want to be there when you get there to the ER?" and she smiles and she nods her head continuously, and then the movie cuts. And that's why she had the conversation with the boyfriend in the beginning.
Mhm.
Because
Now she's
she
happy to
didn't
go back to her life.
right. She didn't want to move in with him in the beginning of the movie, but now she
Now
wants
she
to move in.
paralyzed.
Yeah. Now she wants him to take care of her.
Exactly.
So, you know,
That makes sense to me.
cool beans.
Cool beans.
Real likable characters all around.
You think he gonna take her back?
I would.
No. She was kind of
I
a
would.
bummer.
She's perfect in every way. What are you talking about?
You're right. You're right.
Such a nice guy,
Everybody's
she's so-
special.
Did
in
we
their own
did
way.
we not watch the same movie? She's perfect.
Such a sweet guy, this one over here.
Yeah. He's a softie. All right. Well, let's get to our ratings, guys.
Do we have to?
I mean, yeah, we
it's kind of our thing.
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
You're right.
Person who picked it.
All right, I'll go first.
Ooh.
Not my fault this time.
Yeah.
Look. I sound like dry snitching to me.
It was me. It was me. Yeah, I'm giving this a 2. I don't really like it all that much. I think that it's really like you have to suspend way too much disbelief here to understand any of the characters' motivations. Trevor is an obscene villain that sort of bungles his way through everything, but then is also like complete evil. And that's just not a lot of fun to watch. It's not poorly shot, and there is a decent budget to this movie, but I just don't really think that the story was anything that was compelling. I felt like the acting was super weak. Not in that it was like bad per se, but there was just no chemistry with any of the characters. I didn't connect with any character at all. And I just felt like, why should I care about any of this? To add into that, there are a couple of glaring plot holes that really only exist because the movie wants it to be that way. Because against all reason, there are characters doing things that they just would never do. So yeah, it's a 2. I wouldn't watch it again, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
But it's such a good movie.
Dude, that was a real review right there. And you put the little cherry on top at the end.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, I'll go next. I also have this as a 2. I think it's funny because I looked down as soon as you said 2. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess you're not the worst, but we right on the same par. I thought you was gonna give it like a 1 in the point or something like that. And that's because you said you hated it the worst, and I was looking like, yeah, we'll see at the end because I know what I rated it already.
Fair enough.
But as I said at the top, there the way this movie went, everything in this movie had a reason. And that's something that usually you don't see, but I can't say that all the execution was there. I can't say that even 60% of it was necessary. And that kind of just made it a fun, boring movie, which is a very hard thing to explain. But if anyone were to see this, as you guys did as well, you could understand what I mean. Like, there are moments of this where it's like, yo, if they had everything else around this right, this would be a crazy scene. But all the things that they chose, like a lot of the elements of what this movie is, no. Like, you just don't want to discuss it or talk about it because it's fucking grotesque. But it is, I guess, what movies nowadays have to be about to make us have those discussions. So while I rate this a 2, I guess in a sense it does kind of make you think about some things, like what it's really going on out there. So yeah.
So does Homeward Bound.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah,
and if I'm honest, I kind of wish I had a longer takes or just a little more detail to add to my out on this, to my rating. But it's another kind of simple movie that I think they thought was more complex than it really is.
Yeah.
I thought what we're left with.
I think you're right. I think they probably added a lot of that SA stuff to sort of make it more edgy. But
Spicier.
yeah, but they didn't give any thought to it. They just kind of like threw it on there like a condiment and then just called it a sandwich. I don't know. All right. Mike, what do you think?
I gave it a 12.
Fantastic. That should bring up the average.
This was one of the best movies that never should have happened. Nah, honestly, it was snacks, but it's not as I've seen worse movies, to be fair, but this is pretty bad. It's
Mhm.
pretty bad. I gave it like a 3, to be fair.
Okay.
Because like I said, I've seen worse movies, and I've been entertained by movies that didn't deserve as much as this one is clearly gonna get from me.
Yeah.
The plot was pretty bad. The essay was clearly obvious to me in the very beginning, like within the first introduction of Trevor with whatever her name was, Joey. Yeah,
Mhm.
it was pretty clear to me that he had some kind of a history with her, and I was like assuming he had either raped her. I mean, he had SA'd
We were
her.
so close.
Right. I am
Yeah, that's
so
all
sorry.
right.
I was pretty sure he had SA'd her or had done something awful to her that she was never forgiving him for, and that the brother might have been somewhat aware of it. I didn't think that the big reveal was going to be crack dealing, because crack is whack.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dope,
It's
man.
true.
Dope, man.
right. Who sells crack anymore?
For real.
Jeez. It's all about those other designer ones
I
now.
also meant to bring up that if he made so much money selling crack, why didn't he at least own the river rafting company? This way, the equipment was up to par.
And let's be honest with ourselves. It should have been meth.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm.
And that
Especially where
means,
they
I
were.
guess
Yes.
in a good way, the
Exactly.
movie makers don't know much about drugs either. So,
And for real, they know
No.
nothing about Idaho or drugs.
Well, all they know about them is how to use them.
Ah, okay. There you
Because
go.
clearly someone was high.
Mm.
Clearly someone was high. So yeah, that's my
Yeah,
rating.
agree. All right.
And it probably doesn't even deserve that much.
Yeah, that's fair though. That gives
But the chicks were hot. So there's that.
meh.
Hey,
Meh.
Clarissa
they were
was
about
hot.
as mid as this movie.
Clarissa was hot.
She explains
Mid.
it all.
Right? Mid.
All right. Mid.
How
All right.
dare you, sir?
Well, let's wrap this up then, because I think we are finished here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate all of you out there. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider giving us a thumbs up and a subscription to our YouTube page. It would really help us out. You can also check us out on Rumble if you'd like. If you're into alternate platforms, then we are also on Rumble at Screen Time Continuum. A thumbs up and a subscription would really help us out. Thank you so much. We hope that you enjoyed. We will be back on Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. And Mike has already chosen. So we are going to be doing, what is it called? The Pope's Exorcist?
Correct. With Russell Crowe.
With Russell Crowe. So check that out if you want to join in with us on Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. We will be reviewing The Pope's Exorcist. So yeah, go check that out and come back to us on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. We also have an archive of a lot of different podcasts that we do. You can go check those out. If Numbers Could Talk, Screen Time Continuum, you're already here for that. If you want to check out Twitch, check out Mike at king_of_Ilion. He streams every day, so you can go give a subscription and hit that notification button. Let you know when he goes online. We also have Dijon there at Strawberries and Coffee on Twitch you can check out. And we have Exofathom and This Married Moment. So there's a little bit of something for everybody. If you're interested in the stuff we do, again, we have a big catalog of content. So check it out and let us know what you think. All right, guys. Anything else?
No, I mean, mid movie, high mid review.
Yes. Excellent review. Terrible movie. That's how we're
Mhm.
going to. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for Screen Time Continuum. I am Nick.
I am Keelan.
And I'm Shabazz Mike.
Ooh.
Curveball.
I thought you were gonna run with Booster Gold today.
You know, I thought about that, but that's
Save it
giving
for
away
later.
too much private information.
There you go.